justices of the Supreme Court, constitutional officers, cabinet, staff, my family, our friends. It is an honor for me to be here in this chamber with you tonight as we mark our 7th year of working together for the volunteer state and her people. I especially want to thank the one person who has given so much of her life into this endeavor, has made my life complete, walked this road beside me every step of the way, loving me and loving Tennessee. Thank you, First Lady Maria Lee.
That was Republican Governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, beginning his 2025 State of the State address with some lovely words about his wife. Lovely, but not unique. Turns out, in their State of the State addresses this year, many governors had many lovely things to say about their spouses. Want to hear them? Then this episode of C-SPAN's The Weekly is just the thing for you. Because love is in the air, in the State House, and in this podcast. Dim the lights, put on soft music, and hear the loveliest things governors said about their spouses in the most romantic of settings, the 2025 State of the State and Budget speeches. You've heard of remarks prepared for delivery. Here's romance prepared for delivery. In their State of the State addresses, most governors this year recognize their spouses in some way, often an early mention, like Democratic Rhode Island Governor Daniel McKee.
Also in the House tonight are the First Lady and our daughter. Hi, Susan. Hi, Kara. I keep on bringing them in. I'm happy to do it.
But we don't want to hear perfunctory. We want poetry. So here's Democratic Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers.
I see her up there, my forever prom date. Kathy is up in the gallery as well. Kathleen Frances. Kathleen Frances. Kathleen Frances, you are the cream to fill my cream puff. And I love you more every day. Thank you so much, Kathy.
How long has Kathleen Frances Evers been the cream to fill Tony Evers' cream puff? According to the National Governors Association, they met in kindergarten. They had their first date at the junior prom and have been married over 40 years. Here's another lengthy marriage. Missouri Republican Governor Mike Kehoe and his wife Claudia. They got married in 1989. And in his first State of the State speech, the 58th governor of Missouri mentioned his wife at the beginning. Smart move.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Speaker, statewide officials, judges of the Missouri Supreme Court, members of the General Assembly, esteemed guests, and my fellow Missourians. I'm proud to be welcomed to the dais for the first time as the governor of the state of Missouri, and joined by someone who's been by my side for 35 years, my wife and the First Lady of Missouri, Claudia Kehoe. Still gets more applause than me.
Likewise, aloha from Josh Green, the 9th governor of Hawaii, a Democrat, and also a smart husband by saying something lovely about his wife at the beginning.
First Lady, Lieutenant Governor, Madam Speaker, Senate President, OHA Chair, Chief Justice, colleagues, members of the Cabinet, distinguished guests, and all the people of Hawaii, aloha. First, let me say this. Jamie, I could not do this job without you. Your support, your thoughtful perspective, your hard work, you're truly valuable to me. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of all the people of Hawaii. I love you very much.
Now here's another governor named Josh Shapiro, the 48th governor of Pennsylvania. And remember, Pennsylvania is technically a commonwealth, not a state. Not that it really matters when you get all lovey-dovey about your spouse.
And I especially want to welcome the love of my life, and Pennsylvania's First Lady, Lori. Thank you. Thank you for all you do to lift up our fellow Pennsylvanians who aren't powerful enough to have a seat in this room, but whose problems have become our priorities.
The wife of Republican Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves didn't attend his State of the State address, but that didn't stop him. He still had loads of lovely things to say about her.
Tonight, I am filled with hope and optimism for our future, and I am eager to highlight some of our state's incredible successes. But before I get in trouble, I'd like to begin by thanking a woman who makes my life happier, fuller, and better every single day. She's not able to be here with us tonight because she is feeling under the weather. I'm sure she, like millions of others, are watching from home and praying this is going to be a short speech. Everything I have accomplished in my life has been because I have had her by my side. She has supported me, she has encouraged me, and she has embodied beauty, grace, and service. Thank you, Ely, for the gift of being your husband. Thank you for making me a dad. Thank you for the incredible example you have set for our daughters and for our state. In a life full of God's blessings, you have without question been God's greatest gift to me. I'm extraordinarily fortunate to have you by my side, and Mississippi is extraordinarily fortunate to have you as our First Lady. Thank you, Ely. And I hope you feel much better soon.
In Wyoming, Republican Governor Mark Gordon stumbled a bit over his wife's name. Uh-oh! But it still ended up quite lovely.
Nationally, Wyoming is recognized as a leader and a problem solver. One recent story highlighted the amazing work of the Wyoming Hunger Initiative. That's the effort of so many volunteers spearheaded by First Lady First Lady Jenny Gordon. You know, the Hunger Initiative has catalyzed good folks across this state to grow a little more in their garden, purchase and process 4-H and FFA livestock at local fairs and rodeos, donate livestock. And what impressed that particular reporter was that it provided an opportunity for hunters to donate a little bit of their harvest to help out a fellow man. Our First Lady is Wyoming through and through. She's not only taking care of neighbors and kids, but she hunts, ranches, runs a business, and loves her family. And I thank you, Jenny, for all you do for us here in Wyoming.
Now, here's Kelly Ayotte, the former New Hampshire Republican senator and now new governor. More than just lovely words about her husband. What else does Governor Ayotte do? She reveals a shh bedroom secret.
There is no way I would be here if it weren't for my wingman, Joe. And we all have Joe. By the way, I have Joe to thank for all the great recipe suggestions I got on the campaign trail. And it's my moment to set the record straight. He snores way louder than me. I'm just saying.
According to the National Governors Association, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds met her future husband in high school, and they were married in 1982.
An adverse health diagnosis can change everything in the blink of an eye. One moment you're playing with your kids or grandkids, planning family gatherings, and doing daily life. Then lightning strikes, and those everyday joys seem not just precious, but fragile. It puts things into perspective, and it reminds us of what matters most. Like so many others, this is a path that my own family has walked. More than a year ago, after Kevin received a lung cancer diagnosis, I'm happy to share that the cancer remains in remission and he continues to do well. Kevin? Well, you clap now, but can I still say some nice things about Kevin? Kevin, you're the rock of our family, a wonderful first gentleman, and the girls and I thank God every single day for you.
Republican Kim Reynolds is the 43rd governor in Iowa's history, and she is the state's first female governor. Like Kristi Noem, a Republican as well, and also the first female governor in her state's history. Here's former South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem in her final State of the State address, shortly before becoming President Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security.
Now, last but certainly not least, I want to thank my husband, Brian, for being the best partner through this crazy journey together. When he married me, he thought he was marrying a farmer. But Brian, you've always been there with advice and with support. Thank you for all the adventures, the love, and the years that we are enjoying together. Thank you.
By the way, a historical footnote, Kristi Noem was the 33rd governor of South Dakota. She became the state's first female governor when she was elected in 2018. But South Dakota elected its first woman to be a U.S. Senator, Republican Gladys Pyle, many decades earlier, 1938. Today, 12 out of the 50 governors are women. And now a bonus clip. And actually, we'll stick with Kristi Noem, because in her State of the State speech, not only did she say something lovely about her spouse, she did something else we hadn't heard before. Governor Noem said lovely things about her in-laws.
And I also am blessed with the best in-laws that anybody could ever hope for, Al and Sharon Noem, who are Brian's parents. They accepted me as one of their children, have never treated me any different than any of the rest of their kids, and their unconditional love is an example for all of our families in this great state. Would you please thank them for being here with us today, too?
That's it for this episode of C-SPAN's The Weekly. Are you a hopeless romantic and want to hear more governors say more lovely things about their spouses in front of more state legislatures? Well, light a candle, uncork some wine, and go to the C-SPAN Video Library. There's a whole gallery of videos devoted to State of the State addresses, linked on the homepage of cspan.org. For now, thanks for listening, happy searching, and instead of closing music, for the first time we end with a closing noise. It's got nothing to do with governors who love their spouses, but it is how the Illinois General Assembly began its State of the State address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a clanging bell.
Madam Doorkeeper, you're recognized for an announcement.
Mr. Speaker, His Excellency, the Governor of the State of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, and his party wish to be admitted to this chamber.
Madam Doorkeeper, please admit our honorable governor and his party.